Anime Ghost Simulator, the sequel of Anime Souls. For those of you that have no clue what I'm talking about, hey, this is SMG, making another video on the channel. Today we're going to be showcasing some of the sneak peeks of Anime Ghost, an upcoming simulator made by the same developers of Anime Souls. In fact, you probably recognize, a few names that you might see, on the side of the screen, or, maybe just in the sneak peeks channel, Hypesub, Pydos, Leo. And if that wasn't enough proof, just have a look at, some of the visuals of the game, right? This screams Anime Souls Simulator, does it not? Let's not waste any more time though, since I am really hyped for this. Also, feel free to like and subscribe if you do end up enjoying this video and, want to see that noob to pro when the game drops. But yeah, let's start off with, all of these sneak peeks. I'm not going to be showcasing all 100% of them, but I'm going to be showcasing the best looking ones. Alright, so first things first, right? We have a few sneak peeks, just showcasing, one of the worlds. In this case, it seems like it is going to be Attack on Titan themed. We have the usual stuff like, enemies, which, we need to, take them out. We have a portal, which we need to complete the main questline in order to unlock the next map. We have even more enemies over here. And also, just from the screenshot alone, it seems like the map is going to be very big, a lot of stuff to explore, and also a lot of spots for NPCs, quests, gachas, all of that good stuff. Now over here we have the new UI sneak. Once again, this screams Anime Souls Simulator, but I guess in this case they're going to be actually called, Ghosts. So the currency is going to be Ghosts. We can also get energy, and there's also going to be DPS. And then from there we have a bunch of, I guess, buttons. This will probably be index, inventory, teleporter, units. And then for the sneak peek under it, I am not sure what this is. Is this some kind of like teleporter? Do you recognize this anime? Honestly, I don't. Feel free to let me know down in the comments. Maybe you'd be able to tell from like these NPCs. I think that's the guy from Dandadan. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is where you guys who have watched like thousands of animes will be able to, I guess, lock in for me, say, oh, SMG, this is so obvious, this is clearly from Naruto. Jokes aside though, we just have some more, map visuals. This actually seems to be a very open map. It's not actually an island or anything. It seems like we're going to be taking like direct place in a forest, which is interesting. Now, I'm sure I can guess what anime this is going to be. This seems to be Bleach. I even recognize some of the uniforms over here. I am 100% sure that this is Bleach. And again, have a look at this map. I like this a lot. Also, not sure if you guys noticed, but over here in the bottom left, we can actually get a tiny sneak peek of, I guess, this is what one of the quest NPCs is going to be looking like. Or maybe it's a gacha, I don't know, it's just going to be having a ring around them. Pretty hard to miss, you probably just walk up to him, talk to him, whatever the kind of stuff is going to be. We have some more enemies over here. We have the quest lines, some main quests, some side quests, and it seems like the quests are going to be giving you world keys. Then from there, we also have solo leveling coming to the game with a, I guess, dungeon-themed map. Again, I'm not trying to glaze the game or anything, but I'm sure you guys can agree that this is different from what we normally get in simulators. Story time really quickly, by the way. I remember when I first played Anime Souls, I wasn't a big fan of the visuals since, I had gotten used to, like, all the popular, like, color schemes and whatever, where, it needs to be light, bright, poly-themed. But maybe this kind of visual style is just meant to like grow on you, right? Where the more you play it, the more you just get used to it, It's not just about being the brightest and the shiniest colors. It's about detail. It's about that patterns, textures, whatever you want to call it. Let's move on for the time being. We have some more enemies over here. We have what seems to be the boss room. This is where we'll probably find the statue boss. I think that's what you call it. Yeah, the god statue. If you watch Solo Leveling, you know who exactly this is. And oh, this is pretty interesting. Apparently, you will be able to check the enemy info. And wait, hold on a minute. So we have different types of enemies. Interesting. Wait, so does that mean that maybe enemies have a chance to like spawn as a different type? Let's say a shiny version, right? Or let's say a magma themed, or you can kind of like get a list of ideas. And then when you take it out, based on what type it is, maybe it gives you better loot, maybe unique drops, or maybe this is just a way to tell the difference between like a normal enemy and maybe a secret enemy. Again, we don't know the exact details just yet, but this is definitely something to keep in mind, so then, we check it out once the game drops. Now, to speed run through another bunch of these sneak peeks, we have, the index over here, which seems like it is going to be giving you some free rewards if you were to get, a full index. We even have the lobby over here, which is going to be having a bunch of different machines. We have traits, enchantments, weapons, ascensions, avatars, passives. Seems like on release, there is actually going to be so much to do. And again, I don't think I need to say it. This lobby is hopefully something that isn't going to be crashing my PC. I'd love to have this on max quality and, my PC doesn't die on me. Low-key, though, I might actually use this for a thumbnail. I like the dragon, skeleton theme. So yeah, if you're watching this, please hook me up with that free cam so then, I can get some of those beautiful shots. Now, once again, I'm not going to be showcasing all of the sneak peeks. If you want to have a look at every single one of them, feel free to join the Anime Ghost Discord server down in the comments or in the description. For the time being, though, let's just see if there's anything that sticks out, something that we've never seen before. We have 3 chests over here. This is probably some kind of a test your luck kind of a game mode or something. You click one of the chests and maybe you have a chance of getting something good, maybe a good weapon or unit. Or maybe just the daily group chest or whatever. It could just be something simple like that. Then over here, we have the Ascensions. Once again, we have the skeleton theme. Very very nice. We have, I guess, this random... I have no clue what this is actually. Is this some kind of mythical thing? Wait. Isn't this the head from that one anime, Black Clover? Maybe that's the theme of this. Maybe I have completely forgotten what Black Clover is about. And maybe this is what it's like. Oh, apparently it shoots a beam at you when you ascend. Guess that's gonna be making, ascending a little bit more fun, especially since normally, ascensions are, I guess, the replacements of rank ups, right? And normally rank ups, you just spam them, just like a one click of a button. But I guess this is just trying to, make it a bit more enthusiastic, Once again, props to the devs for putting all of that extra effort in. Now, what else do we have? We have some of the passives over here. We have avatar banners, just like in the original games. You love to see it. We have weapon systems. We have the ascensions over here, which are going to be giving you energy boosts. Then some other small things to mention. We have the teleport UI. We have the items inventory, which it seems like there's going to be a bunch of different tokens, probably for some gachas and maybe some other stuff in, all the different worlds. We have avatars over here, which are going to be having energy and as well damage boosts and even leveling systems. You guys kind of get the drill at this point, right? The more we scroll down, we're still only halfway, by the way, the more this game just seems to have to offer, accessories, weapons, a vault system, so then, if you get something good, you don't end up losing it. Now, this is what the units are, the ghosts. Or at least, I'm pretty sure these are the units. They give energy boosts. We seem to have some kind of exclusive unit over here. Secret Dun character. Statues reserved for top 1. So if you get on the leaderboard, you're probably going to be having your character over here, vibing on, I guess, on every single global server. In other words, free aura points. Then from there, trait system, which you can probably put on your units. Spinning traits, which it seems like you can do multiple of them at the same time. Gachas, which in this case is going to be costing 7 tokens per roll, and you have auto spin, the index rates, and of course, the usual, a pity system. Then even more gachas, this is the map 2 gacha, map 3 gacha, map 4 gacha. And we can actually quickly see what they're going to be boosting. So this increases energy, damage, scroll luck, and ectoplasm. I think ectoplasm is the ghost currency that we had thought of before. Guess that means that, ectoplasm is the official, name for it. We also have an upgrader system. Something new awaits you here. Okay, this is the game mode. You can change the difficulties, and then it seems like it drops potions, the accessory that we saw before, the commander's helmet, and all of the different tokens that you might need. And you might even be able, to play it with multiple people. Wait, hold on, this loading screen's kinda cool. Wait, so if I get my friend on, right, let's say Timmy, right? Timmy's playing the game, he wants to get carried by me. If he joins my lobby, does that mean he's gonna show up next to my character? That's actually insane, me and Timmy are gonna be, locking in on these game modes. Even better, once again, I'm already seeing some thumbnail ideas. Me and the top 20 players locked in to break a world record or something. And then I just take a screenshot of all this with every single slot filled up. Yeah, you can see the ideas, right? Look at the vision. Now, let's move on from all of, I guess, you know, the different screenshots and whatever, right? This is an actual video of the Ascension animation. Now, the quality is a bit low, you know, because it is, you know, a Discord video. But, yeah, don't worry. When you jump into the game, it's not going to be, you know, this pixelated. So let's see this over here, right? First of all, let's have a look at the UI. You can actually skip 1 or skip 5. This probably will be costing Robux, by the way, just to let you know. But maybe, for all you know, this might be a free-to-play thing. But if you go ahead and press the release button, the skeleton's gonna look up. He's probably going to be blasting you, you know, with that ectoplasm energy. And yeah, just like that, you're now level 2. I'm really starting to, like, fall in love with this game, bro. Again, this isn't like a paid promotion or anything. I just loved Anime Souls and Anime Souls X so much. And just to see, you know, the same game, but it seems like that they're putting in so much more effort when realistically they could be copying like a lot of the other like anime group thingies, you know those anime agencies, right? A lot of the developer teams recently, not like the huge big ones, but some of the smaller ones, they tend to be just, you know, the cash grab kind, you know, where they release a game, you know, pretty low effort, but, you know, it's good enough that people are interested. Maybe they update the game like 2 or 3 times and then they end up dropping it for, you know, a new sequel. Glad to see Anime Souls is planning for that long-term grind, you know, it's not going to be something that we are hopefully going to be able to play for a ridiculously long time. But I guess we can just, you know, continue looking at everything this game has to offer. We have auras over here, which I'm pretty sure they might just be tied to your avatars, but it might even be its own system as well. We have an achievement system, which is going to be giving you different kinds of boosts, obviously depending on what achievements you complete. We have the enemy info, which again, we aren't able to see what these different types are, but I guess there is still the possibility that, you know, there's some kind of different type. Then this is map 2, new angle of map 1. Yeah, again, if you guys want to check like these sneak peeks in more detail, you know, maybe stare at it, try finding maybe some like sneaky like secrets or something, you know, maybe there's just like a hidden NPC over there. You never know, honestly. Maybe the devs are trying to, like, you know, spice things up, you know, try and hide stuff in the bigger pictures. I'm just trying to give you guys a quick rundown of just the ridiculous amount of things that the game has to offer. So then that's why you guys will be playing the game with me, and maybe we can actually like turn this into like some kind of mega series. Maybe I can, you know, live stream updates and stuff and, you know, repeat what we did on Arise Crossover, Anime Weapons, Anime Eternal, you know, where everyone was like hyping up, you know, like, yo, SMG, there's a secret, or can you please explain this? You know, all that good stuff. Also, by the way, it seems like we have a little profile section, you know, with cosmetics, equipments, which it seems like there's going to be a lot of different equipments. Another angle for the Bleach world, enemy info, once again, still the normal type. And then I guess solo leveling is going to be the final map in the release. That is good to know. So I believe there are at least guaranteed 4 maps. And then from there, the last 4 like sneak peeks, they're like 4 videos, you know, around 10 seconds long, but I think they show quite a lot. Hold on a minute. So this is supposed to be a gameplay. Okay, yo, I love that a lot. The Titans in the background, that is low-key peak. Wait, we actually just missed something. Skill charge bar. I've completely forgotten that this actually used to be a feature in the old games. Normally avatars, they don't have skill charge bars, but love to see it back once again, you know, a fan favorite in this game. Now, I guess this is going to be the boss, and also this is going to be the egg where you can, you know, hatch all your units. Then for this one, you can check the enemy info. Once again, pretty straightforward stuff. We have the heroes over here, which are going to be giving you, again, you know, energy multipliers. You know, they follow you behind, you know, just like every single anime simulator. Honestly, I wouldn't expect you guys to be like super amazed by that, you know. That's just like the main guaranteed basics of the game that we've probably seen like hundreds of thousands of times, but no need to, I guess, you know, fixate on it. Let's just look at the index over here, which is going to be giving us, again, you know, all those good boosts for getting more enemies. We also have then the final gameplay trailer, which is going to be the shop menu. Let's have a look at this. So there's going to be a lot of game passes, but from these buttons, it looks like there is some kind of free gem currency that you can use in order to get the game passes for free. And there's even an info button, so then I guess you can just have a look at, you know, what the Game Pass does. I think that's what it's about, and I guess these are the gems that, you know, will be giving you those free-to-play currencies, and you can buy them with Robux, obviously. Now, how exactly you get these gems, I have no clue. I have a feeling it's probably just going to be some quest line, maybe some daily rewards. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's just like, you know, log on for like 2 hours a day and you get like 100 gems or something. Most likely it would be something like that. But apart from that though, I don't think there's really anything else to showcase apart from the release date of the game, which is going to be Friday 20th or maybe it's 21st, depending on obviously what time zone you are. For me, the game releases tomorrow. I believe it, yeah, today's Thursday, so it releases tomorrow at 11 p.m. Might as well let you know from now, I don't think I'll be able to live stream at this time or even start recording. It's normally 11 p.m. usually, that's when I'm like shutting down, you know, my voice is like starting to like, you know, break down, it needs a rest and whatever. But don't worry, if needs be, I'll make a video on Saturday. At least I'll try to make one. If not, if it needs be, you know, I'll make one on Sunday or something. Or maybe Monday, worst case scenario. But yeah, you guys are going to be having all the time this weekend to check out the game for yourself. You know, take your time, go through every single world. And obviously, you can try and beat me on the leaderboards. We're definitely going to try getting that top one just like we did in Anime Weapon. So if you guys are excited for that, make sure to like and subscribe. As usual, if you guys want to check out their Discord or even my Discord server, everything's linked in the description and as well in the comments. Maybe you previous Anime Souls fans will get me, you know, why I'm so hyped for this. But enough of that though, enough yapping. Have an amazing rest of your day. And yeah, peace out.